10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Working on this album has felt like a new beginning, but it's almost the second time around. It's like I've come full circle and I'm starting, well, I'm doing pop again, very much pure pop disco. The one lesson I've learned over the years is to trust my instinct. It just feels like this album, I'm meant to be doing exactly this right now. And that doesn't happen too often, or I haven't found it happen too often in my life where you really feel like, oh my God, I'm just cruising along. And I think it's because of all the work that I've put in beforehand and that history that means that now we know what we're doing. I have been through so many different incarnations throughout the years, and I don't see anything unusual about that. I think that's just a part of growing up. There's been a lot of talk about a line in Spinning Around which says, which I didn't write. It's another example of the synchronicity that's been around on this album. Well, the album Light Years is basically pop disco. It's an uplifting, vibrant album. When I first met with the different writers and producers, we discussed and verbalized the musical style. I gave them my keywords, which were poolside, disco and cocktails. Most of them are really quite happy songs, and I think that's just a reflection of the way the album, the process of making the album was. It was easy and it was like a summer holiday. I worked with a number of different people on the album, and I think that helped to give it a diverse feel, but to me that's more of a danger. My initial reaction with working with 6 different producers is that it would be all over the place. But as I've mentioned before, everyone was, we all had the same goal. So it was fabulous. With all these different producers, we're still going to end up at the same place, but with their different flavours.
Right, shall we sing?
Robbie's Robbie, and that's why everyone loves him.
And we'll paint by numbers till something sticks. Don't mind doing it for the kids.
He has got that sense of irony and an understanding of the pop world. He lives it. He is it, so he knows what I go through. If I had to choose any male counterpart, it would have to be Robbie. I mean, obviously there's a lot of differences in our careers, but I think there is something that links us together.
So come on, jump on board, take a ride, yeah.
I've been saying it's like Danny and Sandy from Grease or Joni and Chachi from Happy Days. That's Robbie and Kylie. Robbie and Guy meant so much to me. The way they work together is incredible. It's like they don't need to speak. They were the first people I worked with for the album. So if you're building a house and you want good foundations and making a record, it was just such a good place to start because they knew what to do.
And we'll paint by numbers till something sticks. I don't mind doing it for the kids.
Ended up recording Love Boat, Your Disco Needs You, and I'm So High used a 72-piece orchestra for a couple of those tracks. The morning they went in to write a song for me, by lunchtime it was written. It was this duet called Kids. Working with Nick Cave and doing a duet with him was perfect because we were just two different extremes. Working with Robbie, in my mind, is perfection again because we're so close to each other. There's almost this, it's like, you know, putting magnets together or something. Within the album, we've really gone for it. There was no holding back. So there are quite a lot of songs that have that kind of cheekiness or real showgirl element or a camp. God, there's the campest song of all time on the album, Your Disco Needs You.
Your disco, your disco, your disco needs you.
I find it difficult in this industry sometimes where you're pigeonholed and you're meant to be one thing, and I mean, I have been labelled over the years. There's Dance Kylie, Indie Kylie, Sex Kylie, whatever Kylie, the new improved bigger suds Kylie. I mean, it's like, well, I'm growing and I'm changing. And I don't, to me, it makes no sense to just choose one of those, to choose one facet of your personality. The image that I have at the moment is much closer to who I am. But I think now that I'm a little bit older, yeah, I'm a lot more relaxed with it. I am being asked a lot about all of the teens in the charts. I would like to think that I bring something else with what I'm doing at the moment. I think the most important thing is that history that I already have with my audience.
You kiss me, I'm falling. It's your name I'm calling. You touch me.
The trouble with my videos, if they're the tiniest, if there's the tiniest bit of raunch or they're like a bit racy, that's the whole press angle. That's all they're interested in. It's great to have Rutger Hauer in the video, and everyone rushed to see his close-up on the monitor, and I was a bit miffed. I was like, I don't think everyone rushed to watch my close-up. But I was the same. Quick, get this close-up. I spent one night absolutely dripping in diamonds. I knew that the jewels were coming, that there'd be 2 security guards to basically watch me all night.
It's your name I'm calling.
And I was thinking, yeah, so the diamonds are going to turn up, whatever. And didn't think I'd be that impressed, but by the time I put on this necklace and the cuff, I suddenly was very cliche. I was like, oh yes, they're very nice, aren't they? And did feel like $1 million in them all night.
Seems I've known you a lifetime.
On a night like this, the diamonds are the star. Spinning around video, my hot pants were the star.
On my way, I know you're feeling me 'cause you like it like this.
When Spinning Around entered at #1, I actually didn't scream, I just was reduced to silence and just stood there and went. And then I cried.
You know you like it like this.
The further away I am from having made the album, once I take me out of the studio situation and I get a clearer view or a better perspective of the album, I'm realizing how many influences are in there from my childhood and just from my life. I was born into the disco age. 8, 9 years old, I was strutting about the house to Saturday Night Fever and Grease, and there's so many of those elements scattered throughout the album. It really has come full circle with me not only accepting my past, but embracing it. And I realised 2.5 years ago, 3, I don't know, not that long ago, that you can run but you can't hide. I'm so thankful for even mistakes I've made. They've all brought me to this point, and this album, and it's been an absolute breeze.